800-411-BOND. Best counseling service on this side of heaven.
I just want to say thank you for everything that you do. You've absolutely changed my life for the positive, and I just want to thank you. I was 29-year-old beta, living at home with my mom, and just was living in fear and in doubt, and I couldn't hold down a job. And then I found you, and I started listening. I started just being more at peace, and I forgave my mom, and I forgave my father. And it's like right after that, everything just changed in my life, and I was able to get a good job, and I moved out, and I live on my own now, and everything has just changed. And I just want to say thank you, and I appreciate you for spreading that message. It really is a positive message.
Amazing. That's good, man. I want people to know God loves us in ways that there are no words to express, because you have nothing to compare it to, right? Stay with the silent prayer. You haven't seen anything yet. It gets better. You can't run from evil within yourself or outside of self. You got to deal with it. And you need good in order to deal with evil. And God is good. You need to return to the Father. And you'll see within you, he will fight the battle for you. And he will fight it without, because he will show you how to deal with it. And you will have no fear. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your might, along with nothing else. Nothing else means yourself, your children, your wife, your things, your ego, your reputation, and all that. You can't care about any of that. The children of anger will use it to control you. But if you love God, he will renew your mind, and none of those things will be before him. And so when they go after you, oh, well, you may take my body, you may take my things, but you're not going to take my soul. And that's a true reality. I recommend you get a copy of my book, From Rage to Responsibility. I write about how the spirit of anger was taken away from me 29 years ago. I forgave my mother, who tried to turn me away from my father, and I returned to my father, and through him, my father on earth, and through him, I was able to return to God. No man or woman can return to God unless you go through the Son. And men are sons of God. There may be weak, pathetic examples of it, but it's the spiritual order of life. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children. So get From Rage to Responsibility. I write about that. Go to my website, rebuildingtheman.com, for an autographed copy, or call 800-411-BOND. And donate to my nonprofit, Bond, the Brotherhood Organization of a New Destiny. We are rebuilding the family by rebuilding the man. Isn't Nick a Mexican?
Colombian.
He calls himself American.
What is this?
Anchor Baby.
And in this corner, it's the American Anchor Baby.
Daddy's home. That's an offensive term. People find that hurtful.
You mean it's not politically correct? Excuse me. I'll use the word anchor baby.
You know, he's an anchor baby in Canada.
Tell him we still rolling with Trump, too.
Anchor baby, the whole thing sounds horrific. You're just making it sound like immigrants are these horrific, greedy people.
Ustedes pueden aceptar mi negocio o aceptar las consecuencias. Plata o plomo.
So you would be considered white, in my opinion.
You the blackest one in this room.
I think so.
And what happened was his mama got pregnant on the other side of the border, and then a few hours before, just before it was time for him to pop out, she jumped across the border and let him fall on American soil. So he became the anchor baby. They don't call him the anchor baby for nothing. Amazing.
We like this anchor baby, right?
Hello, I'm the American Anchor Baby, and this is my show. How you doing, folks? Happy Tuesday. A pleasure to be back with all of you. On the second day back from the new year and the break, and everybody's here. How you doing, everybody? So what can I say? I'm the American Anchor Baby. Got a bit of a show for you today. Hand rubbing, intense. Whoa. I wasn't thinking what you're thinking until just now. You guys have poisoned me. It's a pleasure to be back on this Tuesday, though. We do have a bit of a show to get into. Very nice to see all of you. How you doing, Ivana? What's up, Cuz? Pinocchio. Everything is fake. Matrix. Frank. Chasing Tejas. Alias. Your baby's here. A pleasure to be back. Can I say, I got to welcome my people here. Look, you're all popping in here. Rumble.com/American Anchor Baby. Punchy.tv/Anchor Baby. And, of course, my people on YouTube. Hold on, I'm getting messages here. I'm getting messages. And they're hopefully not emergencies. Okay. We're rocking and rolling here. What's up, Chris? Appreciate you being here. Mods in the chat on your best behavior. You know what that means. Decorum. Can we have a little decorum before we get into the show? A little like, a little hello. Look, you just have to show decorum. It's like, oh, I'm not going to like that. I'm not going to like. Just say hello. Right? Don't be rude. The baby's back. Thank you, sir. How you doing, Pinocchio? What's up, my dad? I can't say the rest of your name. I can't say the rest of your name, sir. But shout out to you, my dad, in the Rumble chat. And Mo Better Than You. Fresh names in the chat. Stretching their legs over there. And we got calls coming in. So that's 888-775-3773. You got something on your mind? Something you want to speak on? I see calls coming in. I'm sorry. I'm just looking at the calls here. We'll see. We'll see how loosey we get. Okay. There's rules about, I don't know if I have the same rules. He calls himself American. Zaddy's home. Anchor baby. Nice to see you guys back. Right on. Man, I got some fresh things to get into with all of you. Look at all this stuff. But I'm going to get into it my style because I had something on my mind here. You guys go around on that Uber. Send it a pine needle shampoo. What's pine needle do? I don't know. The haircut's coming. Okay. The only person who can, like a blacksmith, but far more effeminate, that can, ching, handle the curls. Ching, he's just not available. So, the haircut's coming. Okay. What's up, Ramirez? Right on. Anchor Baby to Anchor Baby, I see you. Great job, brother. Is that a little La Raza going on there? Hey, by the way, I'm an Anchor Baby. Hey, wink, wink, I'm an Anchor Baby. Are you an anti-Anchor Baby, Anchor Baby? Let me ask you that. Mr. Ramirez, I appreciate the hello. Are you a anti-Anchor Baby? Are you part of the anti-Anchor Baby Club? Welcome. Thank you. So thanks for the calls. We'll get to all of you. 888-775-3773. Yeah, you guys go around on that Uber. I know some people who they get so much Uber, just food and everything. I remember earlier on here, there was a little stint, and I was like, what are we gonna Uber Eats today? Here, I'm stuck at the computer. I'm stuck at the office. All excuses, right? But man, that stuff was expensive back then. Who you riding with, buddy? Colombia or America? Need to make a decision there, buddy. You haven't heard by now? Is that a question you're really asking, sir? Make a decision, bro. Watch the show. I'm white on the inside. Colombia. Right on. What's up, Ramirez? Sorry, I'm having a tangent here. They're saying in the chat they're appreciating it. They're appreciating it. That's why Nick gets to stay. Man, this halfway immigrant. I'm thinking of the guest earlier. It seems like a nice guy, right, on the JLP show. He's like, what Americans want is immigration that's legal. I'm like, read the room. Right. Uber, tech. Okay, tech's on my mind. This is how we're introing this. Tech, tech is interesting. That social media, the apps. How much does it change us socially? Well, that's maybe a separate question. What's on my mind right now is the way they want to run things. Oh. Hold on. Sorry, I was just reading something. They're running, the people who run these apps, okay, it's just simple, right? Food. It's just ordering food. But the whole process, takes into account some pretty basic things. Checking out, prices, price tags, like going somewhere physically, and there's something you pick up versus the interaction you're having with an app, which has your information. Essentially, there was some whistleblower posting on Reddit. So you got to understand, like, this could be totally, like, made up. But this guy's saying he works at one of these, what's it called? Food delivery places. And he's just like, it's just weighing heavy on his heart. He can't handle the monster that he's built, the Frankenstein I've built. So I got to whistleblow. I got to tell you guys about what's really going on and how they're choosing how to present prices to you, okay? I'm posting this from a library Wi-Fi and a burner laptop because I'm technically under a massive NDA, but I don't care anymore. I put in my 2 weeks yesterday, and honestly, I hope they sue me. I've been sitting on this for about, sorry. Bunch of calls coming in. Hey, thank you, 888-775-3773. We'll get to you. I've been sitting on this for about 8 months, just watching the code getting pushed to production. I can't sleep at night, knowing I helped build a machine. That's when I thought this was fake already. But wait, there's more. You guys always suspect the algorithms are rigged against you, but the reality is way more depressing. I sit in the weekly sprint planning meetings where product managers discuss how to squeeze another 4.4% margin out of human assets. That's what they literally call you. Okay, a little bit colorful, a little bit emotional. They're calling us cattle. First off, priority delivery, a total scam. Pitched to us as a psychological value add. It doesn't do anything. We ran A/B tests, and it didn't speed up any priority orders. Instead, we just slowed down the normal orders and made the priority orders like the normal speed. I'm summarizing some of this. The kicker is how they start pricing you differently because of how likely you are to spend and other identifiers about you, okay? I stopped in the middle of this because they're saying this is fake. I knew it was dubious. This must have just been added. OP shared a Gemini-generated image of an Uber Eats badge with a reporter, which along with several other signals indicate that his experience is likely a fabrication. But wait, there's more. I'm not just making this up. Prices, this has kind of been talked about, but I was just thinking about it today. Prices, say goodbye to the price tag. Hello, big tech. Say goodbye. We're progressing into a new future. You don't need price tags.
A little piece of
and they're calling it dynamic pricing.
Technology.
This little New York Times thing, they're liberal. Okay, they got to be careful, right? They're liberals and all that. But I gather there's some threads to pull on here. I didn't know some of this. This brand new price tagless future. No, actually, price tags. We had a price tagless world at one point. Duh, right? Maybe you heard about it in school or something. Haggling.
Have been taking for granted. Almost every time we've gone to the store, this little guy has been fighting for you. It's called
fighting for the common man. It's like the vibes, but whatever. Just
tag. And over the past decade, companies have been on a secret mission to kill it without you noticing.
Without you noticing.
The scary part is they're actually getting away with it. And that's because a lot of us who grew up with the price tag just never realized how radical it really was.
How radical. Sorry.
Back in the 1800s, shopping was like a game. The clerk would charge you based on what they thought was important at the time, like the length of the line, the time of day, or how rich you looked. If you didn't like the price
That was
you
in America?
named,
20.
you'd haggle.
15. 17. My last word. I won't take a penny less
Look at
or
these
strike
dumb backwards people. Okay, wait.
me dead. 16. Done.
The Quakers had a problem with this.
Aren't those Christians? The Quakers, right? They had a problem with this.
People were paying different prices for the same product, and that was unfair. So they started posting
Unfair.
prices.
Is that a Christian thing? You gotta be fair. Well, you know, they paint out Jesus to be this like equality for all hippie guy, right? You know, that's an interesting word. There was an image here that makes me think more on this. Hold on. Equality in pricing, right? Like, what was it that a Christian could see wrong with it? I don't think it's an egalitarian thing. You just have to be equal. You can't. The reason prices were different before was because they were being judged. They were being misogynistic and racist. No. The problem with it, and I think that where an actual Christian thinking here can come in, I don't know what I'm saying with that, is like the crime here is the unfairness of the value of the thing itself. You know, that's where I see like an American Christian having like hey, whoa, hold on, that's not how we do things here. Where's the fairness in the value of the thing? Not an egalitarian. They're like, oh, you're pricing it different because it was a woman. Like, I bet you that happened, but it was just like because people were thinking they were making value judgments. I can charge this person more. Look at how they're dressed. Or I could charge this woman more. Look, women are into this. Okay, not an ism.
Other stores followed suit.
Okay, so that's like the price tag. Little cool thread that you can maybe pull on there, but okay.
An agreement.
Dynamic price.
One price for every customer. But now, that agreement is
equality to all.
Breaking. With AI and automated surveillance, corporations are turning shopping back into a game. Except this time, all of us are going to get played.
Tonight, hidden threat to your wallet.
It's a practice called dynamic pricing.
The price of your groceries may soon change right in front of your eyes.
You've probably heard about dynamic pricing. It's the reason Uber prices keep changing and flight costs jump up and down.
Because you're a white male and you have maybe some money and they got you information, right? I wonder if he would ever agree with that. You know,
feels like
we're all going to get played. Right?
Constantly being taken
I don't know.
advantage of.
It can send concert ticket prices through the roof. Companies are using algorithms to instantly change prices based on demand, competition, and what they know about their customers.
That's the big one.
These algorithms are
the whole like surge pricing. It's like, what? How dare they? They're using they're using data and information to find out when like there's a lot of traffic and surge pricing. Like, I'm not saying like I agree. I just look, corporations just do whatever. I'm just thinking out loud here. Like, the real one is your identity. And I wonder if they would ever agree with who's really going to get played here. What's really the underpinning of this? When they're saying like, oh, it's these corporations. This what a little commie voice. I don't know. I was watching the Hake Report. Okay, and he's like, these corporations are going to play us. Who's getting played here? Look, when they do this pricing, when they do this, they're taking into account the money, your identity. They're coming out saying it out loud, and it's really just a continuation of what's been going on. You know, you got that tenant Sar over there with Mom Donnie. She's like, yeah, we're going to have a different relationship with property. And yeah, whites will be impacted. White people, meaning you're not going to have your property. So, you know, they're just saying it out loud, right? What is the actual underpinning thing here? It's not all the corporations. It's this, you know, thing we've described over time, trying to pin it down here. Some more accurate than others here. It's anti-American, anti-Christian, anti-man. Wants to turn the order upside down. Oh, it's not liberal female. Oh, it's like, no, women that hate men, the men that built the world. And it's like, yeah, men that turn away from that, etc. I don't know if this guy would ever agree with me, right? Like, We're all going to get played. Yeah, but how?
Customer.
But that was just something I was watching, okay? We're not going to watch the whole thing. We got calls we need to get to and all that. Dynamic pricing, tech, future. It makes me think of this. It does make me think about like identity and stuff like that. We could like talk endlessly about its importance. Yes, overcome it and all that. But about the Christian world we maybe took for granted. You know? I got a couple things on that maybe. But we'll get into all of it. All right, folks. 888-775-3773. Yes, Rabbi. You were calling me Rabbi far before the curls, okay? So this is just my final evolution. Okay? That's part of it. No, we'll get back to that. Hey, chat, welcome. Okay. What's up, Rumble? Are you filling up there? How you doing, Jules? Welcome back. How you been? Happy New Year to all. And we'll get to super chats and your coffees and everything. Thank you, buymeacoffee.com/anchorbaby. So, I need to be mature and serious. I read me mum in chat. And I'm not. I read me mum. I don't know what they're talking about. Don't look at chat. I'm trying to run a show. I read me mum. And that's hilarious. Me mum. Okay, I don't know what you guys talk about, but look, dystopian tech Uber prices, dynamic pricing. Check this out. We've seen her already. Oh no, sorry. That's not what I wanted to do. Let me not go on further. Let me get to some calls here. How you doing, Jermaine out of Canada? I appreciate your call. 888-775-3773. How you been, sir? Happy New Year.
Hey, Nick. How are you?
Hi. I'm all as well, man. Thanks. Go ahead.
Nice. Good to hear from you, man. Hope you had good holidays there.
It was awesome.
Break. Amazing. Yeah. I'll be really quick here. I don't know. Have you seen that video of the fake UPS drivers? What they did to that family?
Whoa, tell me about it. I feel like I heard about that.
Yeah, I think I forgot the date when this happened, but they pull up at the house and they wanted to. Well, with a fake delivery, it was two of them that showed up. They were knocking the door. No one answered. But for some reason, the guy had to, take the dog out.
What?
That's kind of messed up, right? That you have to take the dog out, bro. Because they were leaving, and then he went out to take the dog out, and then they got him. They hold him at gunpoint.
And where was this?
I can't give you the location, actually.
Man, I feel like I maybe heard about a few. That's the crazy thing. Of fake.
Yeah.
Just like a crazy robbery, right? They show up looking like a UPS.
Yeah.
And so what? They went in, and when the guy came out with his dog, they saw their opportunity. You're telling me?
Yeah. They saw the opportunity, and it was two of them. Another guy was hiding somewhere in the back, and they told him to come on in too. And they hold him at gunpoint. They robbed them. They wanted money, pretty much, and they didn't have enough money, so they killed the son. Whoa. And the husband and the wife, and there was two young kids in there as well. The young kids were, they're probably traumatized as much as I can think, but they killed the mom and dad and the son.
They got them?
Left the kid. Oh, yeah, they killed them. Literally. I'm like, that's kind of
But did they
crazy.
get have they been caught? So they
I'm
killed,
not
it's
too
like
sure.
a murder.
Oh, they found one guy. They found one of the guy. I remember seeing this. They found one guy, and they're interrogating him to figure out who the other two were.
It looks like I'm watching something that describes what you're saying, but man, I can't get the location out of these people.
Yeah, it's messed up, man. I'm like, wow. So, you haven't seen it yet, or you kind of heard about it, but so I'm thinking, if these are the guys when they find these guys, what do you think? They just,
If these are the what?
They're convicted and stuff. When they find these guys, found all three of them, and it's them, those were the guys that did this crime. Mm-hmm. What do you think? I'm thinking they should just, execute these guys, man. It's crazy.
Man, there's of course, I have no qualms about that. I mean, they took they just murdered those people. If it's how you said it is. I mean, it's a long time coming, really, for a for really any murder like that, and that happens all the time. So you could say that there's a whole bunch of crimes that there should be getting executed, essentially.
Yeah, man, it was cruel, man. Because if you see the video, Nick, you're gonna be like,
it wasn't
whoa,
some like what was it like a white family, and that some white guy had no shirt. He's like being told to kneel in his living room.
Yes,
I think I'm watching
that's the video. Yeah, that's the video, man. It's crazy.
They probably maybe say it in the audio because I have no audio here, but I'll have to check it out later, man. In Minnesota, Coon Rapids, Minnesota, 3 people killed after posing as UPS delivery workers. Allegedly, it's from this report. Not giving me it's not giving me like a news publication.
Yeah, this is in Minnesota. That's crazy. Shout out to the Somalians, man. Why would I work today when I know I can go to Minnesota and open a daycare center?
You gotta find a new scam now. You gotta evolve. And it's crazy how long that was going on, right? They're already gonna try and evolve. They're already trying to think of the next one. That's how these scams go. And where and how bad is it nationwide is the real story.
Yeah. But even after that, right? Even after they figure out the fraud was going on, Tim Walsh, that's the name. Yeah, guy, he openly said, we're gonna open a new program where you don't have to, choose if it's your family or you go to work or healthcare. We're gonna just make these things free for you. And I'm like, is this guy being for real? It was insane what he said.
That's wrong on its face, and we don't even. That's the thing. We don't even challenge that. We think, well, you just can't scam. That's wrong. You can't scam, but. We're subsidizing like single mothers. We're subsidizing, more often than not laziness. Maybe there's a way to do it. Like I do like it in principle sometimes if we try and talk it out. Maybe there's a way to do it. Like make sure you're like working or something. I don't know, but it's like we don't challenge that. But Minnesota, mess, and him not running there. The speculation is like the involvement and all that, but that's pure speculation at this point. But him not running again when this whole thing is hit. I mean, that's what it is. That's what it is. It's a politically inescapable. He ran it terribly, and we have the proof. And he shouldn't run. But it's totally because of this stuff.
Wait, so Nick, isn't that was it the same place this guy comes from too? The mayor guy? It's the same place, right? This mayor guy talks about we love Somalian people. There's this white guy, man. I think he's the mayor. I forgot his name.
Talking about Jacob Frey?
Yeah, that guy.
You're talking about the one and only photo line finish. Nobody thought he could do it. Jacob, leader of the Somalians in Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey. Yes, I am familiar with it. I've made a joke before about how if we had like some sort of some sort of fiefdom over there in Somalia, that's where Jacob Frey should be, right? Owning our stuff over there and keeping them in line and them happy. He's obviously amazing at that, but instead he's just selling out Minneapolis. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy. He should be the next one they look into. Crazy, man. Well, and then...
So it's like what? It's sounding like they're going... it's all talk, right? It's talk, it's budget talk, but the rumors, the buzz is domestically, is California next? Is blah, blah, blah next? And internationally, is Cuba next? Is... Colombia next, I'm like, what's going on here? Yeah. Let's go. What a new year already. Let's go. I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see.
Yeah, because Trump went in on Venezuela, and that was fun. I thought that was hilarious, though.
Call it a fun Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah, man. A lot of stuff happened, man, when you guys were on break. I'm like, you guys got a lot of stuff to cover.
I know.
Nice. But,
Sir,
man, glad you guys
are back. Is it true Mississauga's a dump? Have you been there?
I can't say I've been around Mississauga area a lot. Maybe a few times, but from the one few times, I can't really say. I really don't know much when it comes to Mississauga.
True say. All right, man. Well, sir, appreciate your call, man. Happy New Year.
You too, Nick. All right.
Call me again. I heard it was a dump. 888-775-3773. It was nice growing up. Square One was nice. And then they even made it nicer with all the like fancy. Ooh, they had what they had at Square One? They had like the Holt Renfrew and whatever stuff. And I don't know. I mean, you go on. Let me see if this account still exists. You go on the Peel plug. This is probably flying over your head. Like, what is he? Peel Square One? What is this guy talking about? It's a city in Ontario, Canada, that I'm sure has changed so much. I gotta log in Instagram. You gotta do me like that. You gotta do me like we don't have to do this. Okay. Okay. The scams are evolving. Watch your door. Watch your back. Stay aware. If check that it says UPS.com. What car is that? Why is it 3 UPS guys? Verify. Nugget. Yes, can confirm it's a dump. Darn. Anyways, let's keep it moving here. Dynamic. Where were we? Because I'll get to all of you. Thank you. 888-775-3773. They've been going in on this lady here. Learning more about her. Tenant czar. Again, not an office I'm familiar with, but I don't know anything. New York City's new socialist mayor appoints woke housing czar who proudly declared her ambition to make life hell for white people. I mean, here's the thing what I was saying earlier. Right. Oh my God, it changed. They're saying it out loud. It's not, I'm not saying it's no big deal. No, they're saying it out loud now. This is what's next after that, right? But this has been going on. We're in the socialism. We're in the communism or whatever. Right? DEI. Well, we discovered DEI. What was it before that? I don't know how to say her name. I still don't know how to know. C. Weaver. Progressive housing justice activist. So we've seen her video of her saying, "Oh, you're just gonna have a different relationship with your property." But they were scrutinizing by internet sleuths those, right, racist, probably internet sleuth, basically a domestic terrorist, controversial old post. Okay, Weaver's tweet saw her call to impoverish the white middle class, brand homeownership as racist, and failed public policy. Is that just like made up girl theory? What is that? Homeownership is failed public policy. I mean, that's kind of a stretch, right? Homeownership was just like you have a right to this. You worked for this. You own this. Whatever. She called to seize property. Homeownership is a weapon of white supremacy. So again, this is just big echo. I mean, I'm sure you're familiar with it, but it just goes to Maduro, Venezuela, the leftism in Cuba, Venezuela that's opposed to America. We will not allow anymore, at least not under Trump. The leftism of these people, of Mamdani, they say the people in New York are simply fed up. The Republicans are saying, see, Democrats, you pushed the fine people of New York into communism. You see your failed Democrat policies. And there's some truth to what some people are saying. I mean, you know me. I don't like the Democrats, but that's what they're saying. They're saying they're just disaffected now, looking for the radical move. Maybe somewhat. I don't know, right? Maybe somewhat. And I don't even know if that's really a real thought. That's just kind of like some brainwashing. But it's definitely the replacement of people with people that think like anti-colonialism, anti-imperialism. And then you have the foot soldiers with, like, I guess, white liberal females, they'll say. I'm hearing otherwise. I don't know anything about this woman. I'm hearing she's Jewish. I don't know. Like, not a regular, I don't know, 37-year-old member of the Democratic Socialists of America. You know, she's just like a dumb face of the latest, of what's been going on, okay? Like, they've been distributing wealth in a big way. They've been doing that. Like, what was I thinking the other day? I mean, just like starting with federally, gigantic social programs like the huge rock on the American taxpayer. What we spend 2/3 of like everything on. The poor, the needy, they need so much. And I'm like, damn, didn't God already like fix that? He already thought of neediness. You got to work to eat. You got to work, mate. Well, anyways. So people are freaking out a bit about Mom Donnie's language here. The warmth of collectivism. You hear about that? I totally missed this. And the warmth, folks, please gather around. No more of that frigid individualism.
Exception. Few of these 8.5 million will fit into neat and easy boxes. Some will be voters from Hillside Avenue or Fordham Road who supported President Trump a year before they voted for me, tired of being failed by their party's establishment. The majority will not use the language that we often expect from those who wield influence. I welcome the change. For too long, those fluent in the good grammar of civility have deployed decorum to mask agendas.
Oh, decorum mentioned?
Of cruelty.
Wait, what?
Welcome the change. For too long, those fluent in the good grammar of civility have deployed decorum to mask agendas of cruelty.
Oh, so because you come in like an animal and I call it out, and I'm like, you gotta have civility, you gotta have we're falling apart here. It starts with you, the individual, like work on you, say hello. I mean, you just come in like an animal, click the like button, say hello. Now
Grammar of civility
have
deployed decorum to mask agendas of
cruel
cruelty.
Fascist.
Many of these people
a
have
Quaker,
been
a Christian. I just want fairness. What about the value of things?
betrayed by the established order. But in our administration, their needs will be met. Their hopes and dreams and interests will be reflected transparently in government. They will shape our future. And if for too long these communities have existed as distinct from one another, we will draw this city closer together. We will replace the frigidity of rugged individualism with the warmth of collectivism. If our campaign demonstrated that the people of New York yearn for solidarity, then let this government foster it.
Here's the thing. He didn't create this. He's only simply able to put in words what has finally taken place. They've been calling it POC for years. The idea, Marx, I'm sure is, I don't know, what's the expression here? I'm an anchor baby. He's somewhere in his grave happy or something. Marx is like, I don't know, over the moon. Right? Then you want like a coalition of I'm thinking of, the point is they did it. They've been talking about POC, a coalition that's not white, and everybody that's just not white, and then white. And that's the divide, and that's the dialectic. And he's just simply saying it's like, we did it. And he's just telling all the people listening, hey, no more are you the Dominicans here, the New Yorkers, like black people. No. We have the warmth of collectivism. None of that rugged individualism. These colonialists have been trying to impose, like, to put on a suit. Present yourself, these freaking people. Decorum. You hear these people? I'm pretending to be Mamdani. Us, though, the disheveled and brown masses. Yeah, that's what he's saying. You understand the frigidity of rugged individualism? And it's funny because I can even see some of y'all liking some of that. I can see some of y'all going like, but Nick, us white people, we're so fractured. We need the warmth of our white brethren collectivism. And where am I getting at with that? I don't deride that at all, but it's like, wake up. You're teaming up with Mamdani? Like, you're not even making sense, bro. Like, you gotta work on yourself because you're just not in your right mind. So Mamdani's your ally. The left is your ally. I can see you right now. We whites, we hate to be. And I'm with it. No more immigration moratorium. I think the destruction of the populace is a far deeper issue than really anything else. There's not going to be a country, right, in America after. So once, whites are gone. But I mean, I see you right now. You're like, oh, Mamdani, he gets it. Like the warmth of collectivism. We do need a strong state, blah, blah, blah. Anyways. Yeah, man, these people. But yeah, you get it. This has been brewing. He's just the face of how they're feeling now, which is, hey, this is how we pretty much all feel. And there's a lot of us here. What do they say about the demographics of New York? Didn't that come up on the Hake Report? Didn't they say something about like California or LA? Was it California or LA? Anyways. Mama buzzwords. But they're like, whoa, is this a dyed-in-the-wool communist? I've heard that expression before. I mean, he's just like outwardly saying just collectivism, like the words, right? Like the woo, you said the communist words, like he's being a communist.
Chills down the spines of people who are paying
Chilling.
attention. This language he uses right here, bone chilling.
We will draw.
Oh, wait, whatever. We just saw this. We're not going to rehash it. But yeah, chilling. A little bit about the change, huh? Oh, what was this? Was this good? What was this warm collective? We did that. The warmth of collectivism. It's like, you didn't have a family, bro? I get it. Like, pretty much all families are a mess, but like, what? I need my community. I'm so cold and lost. You didn't have like a family to teach you like the basics, like, and then you kind of like take that to the world. What the hell does Nick talk about? Anyways, Hake hates whatever the collective loves. Kevin is calling him out. He's a contrarian a bit, maybe. Is Nit banned? What are you talking about? How you doing? The Matrix is here. Thank you for the support, folks. We'll get to all of you. Man, you're lucky. I don't know if I should even put it like this. Look, there's nobody holding you back here, so I'm going to give you a minute or two. I might regret it. I'm going to have to check in with the rules. There are no rules here, but this is a person that I think is banned, but I forget. I don't remember banning him necessarily. Yo, Robert, Kansas. Happy New Year, man. Can you give me your question?
Wow, Nick.
You're lucky
you
someone's
stole
not
that.
here and around. Maybe they're about to text me. Abort, abort. Sir, how you doing, Robert? Go ahead.
Well, you stole the TechNate map info from me with no credit, so that was nice.
I don't remember you telling me about that. Maybe that's where it came from. It was in there because of you.
Yeah, it's because of me. You
Shout
see
out.
why Greenland. You see why Greenland is so important, right? It's at the center, just like Alaska. It's really close to the center. The center of the flat Earth. You know.
Oh Lord.
So
either way,
that's
you're pro taking Greenland.
Well, you just for a strategy, military-wise, it is like a chessboard. If you can be in the center of the map, then you have more control than the edges, and so that's what that's about. That's why Greenland is so important.
Because even on like both models, Greenland would still be this central mass, right? Where you can kind of go to Russia, go kind of everywhere.
Well, yeah, I mean, Russia
because that
has,
mass is not a wall around, like because you said edge, right?
Well, yeah, the edge. Antarctica is the edge of the flat Earth.
That's a wall dog whistle, I think. Ice wall dog whistle.
Yeah, the ice wall. That goes around, and I don't know why anyone there is still on the NASA programming when you guys have the ocean right next to you. You could go out and see for yourself that the water does not curve at all. If you could ever show me that, Nick, if you could ever show me that water curving, then I might change my mind. But if you go out there and you look, you will never see it curve, man. It doesn't matter, how far you can go, 1 mile or 100 or 1,000, you'll never see the water curving. And so, if you can, if you yourself, Nick, you have a fairly high IQ.
Allegedly.
You could
Most
for
likely
yourself.
Minuit, but go on.
You could for yourself, right? Try to say, okay, I'm going to debunk these insane, stupid flat earthers, and I'm going to prove to myself that it isn't flat. And I think you have the ability to do that, is what I'm saying. So why don't you? Why don't you look for yourself and determine, are we being?
I've done a little bit of it. You'll have to excuse my chuckling because I'm laughing a bit to myself because I'm like I feel like I'm going through a conversation I've been through plenty of times before, and I'm blanking on the work I did, so to speak, my homework, the curve and stuff, and it just feels like a little bit like Funhouse Mirror World, and so I'm chuckling a little bit to myself. It's like the curve. You're never going to show me the curve. It's like, whoa, how did I get here again?
Yeah.
I hear you got to get how high up? We're going to be able to do that soon now. Make our own little personal drones. Well, will you believe it then?
Well, yeah. Well, it's not about what I believe. It's about what you believe. And if you see it for yourself that, the water is 70% of the surface is what they say, it would have to curve as well. So, and it's a good tool to use because there is no elevation on water. It is, you don't have to account for elevation. So if you use water as your, to view, you can cut out any sort of elevation and just see that it never curves. If it's 1 mile or 100, there is no curve to it. And so, therefore, the Earth is absolutely flat.
But they disappear, but things disappear over the horizon, bottom first.
Well, they disappear. Well, just like train tracks,
bottom
right?
First. Mountains,
like when you look at train tracks, right? As you look farther down, it looks like they're coming together to like a point. When you know in your mind, in fact, those train tracks remain the same distance apart. And that's the exact same visual illusion that takes place when you think that something is disappearing bottom first. If you have the proper optics, you are able to then focus in on it, and it will come back, and you will see the entire, let's say, ship or sun.
But they disappear bottom first.
Well, they do according to just like the train tracks, according to your eyes.
Different than the parallel thing you're talking about with the disappearing point. They disappear bottom first. You can like look up videos of this.
Well, sure. I mean, I know what you're saying, and
right, like the bottom disappears first, and then the ship, and then the top, right? And yet ships, cities, mountains do so every day and reappear entirely when viewed from higher elevations.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is that either you're going to believe in government or you're going to believe in God, and you have to pick one. So you either figure it out, man, or you're going to follow the broad path. And for most people, that's, they believe in government. They believe NASA.
I just wasn't convinced. I'm not going down that route. Look, you're like, hey man, look, you choose God or government. Look, you told me stuff is vanishing because it's like moving away from you, vanishing point, that kind of stuff, and that doesn't fit with this disappear from bottom up. That's all I'm dealing with. I'm just dealing with what you presented to me, sir. And I'm just not convinced. But Robert, maybe I've chosen the government. I do wish to build. There's this cool little project of drone building. Maybe you will join us, and we will get high up there ourselves together.
Yeah, well, I mean, how high do we go? Do we land on the moon, Nick?
I don't know, actually. I don't think we'll ever see curve that way, but it'll be fun anyways. And we could talk about the virus.
Do you think we landed on the moon?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, pretty sure.
Yeah. Well, so there's no base up there. There's not a military base. There's not a research base. There's no mining. I mean, when do human beings go somewhere and then we never go back?
Heard this one before. Not a good enough argument for me personally.
Well, you can look at the moon and see that there's nothing on it.
We have Siberia on this. We have Siberia on this planet. We have Siberia here on Earth, and nobody goes there. You're like, where in the world do you? Obviously, we've never been to Siberia, but that's not true. There's literal evidence, stations, etc. What about Yukon, the Northwest Territories? There's sparse indigenous populations, but then you go further north. There's nobody goes there ever. Planes don't fly over it. Why? I mean, because we never went there. No, come on, it's not a good enough argument. There's places we don't go to because it's like there's no point.
Well, speaking of flying,
or it's too difficult, or it's too resource intensive. At least for now, it would be nice maybe if further technology gets developed and maybe there's some resource extraction over there. But as it stands, we're busy with the oil we got here and all that, right? So, what, does Siberia not exist? No, I mean, come on.
Well, yeah, I've flown in the military. I've flown when I used to think the Earth was a globe. I circumnavigated the entire globe. So I actually went all the way around, which is rare because usually you fly somewhere and then you fly back the same way. But I went to Korea, then I went to Iraq, and then back to America.
So I went
all the way. Well, all the way around when I used to think it was a globe. And speaking of flight paths, it is that thing where if you look at flight paths and you're wondering why they're so inefficient, they're really not. You're actually going straight there, but they have to represent that flight path as a curve because they're including the globe lie in in that mathematics. And so if you wanted to, as a pilot, you want to go to South Africa, Johannesburg, let's say, and then you have a layover, you have a stop in London, and you say, well, why would I go to London if I wanted to go to Johannesburg? Well, it's because you're not on a globe, you're on a flat Earth. And when you lay out the flat Earth map, you'll see that London is on the way to Johannesburg. So, you know, and like if, as a pilot...
This one's easy too, but I forget it. But it's something about the flight paths they don't follow straight paths like you think they should.
Well, they
go around civilization and stay kind of near. But anyways, Robert, man, I've given you your flat Earth 10, sir. That's about all I could take.
Well, show me flat. Show me the curved water, Nick, please. Like I want to see
the boat. They disappear from bottom up, man. They disappear from bottom up. Robert, can you call me?
Show me the flat water.
Happy New Year.
Show me the flat water, bro. Please. Or show me the curved water. I hope you do.
One day, the little bubble at when you fill a glass all the way to the top and it bubbles over a little bit.
The meniscus, the surface tension of yeah, man.
Okay, now I'm just borrowing from Hake. So now we're just going into like you're not even talking to me anymore, sir. So now it's just rude. Now you're just talking to Hake. Robert, call me again.
All right, Nick, you have a good day. Bye.
The Flat Earth 10, the Flat Earth 11. Pinocchio, was it Pinocchio? Someone made me chuckle again because they were saying what I was just saying. I thought we left this in 2025. What are you talking about, bro? Leave what? The truth? Anyways. Yeah, Kevin, you caught that. I didn't mention NASA or the government. It disappears from the bottom. What are you saying? You're saying this huge tanker? You're saying this huge tanker is like this? You know what I'm saying? Like the bottom that touches the water is over here, and then the top is like this, and so it's like going the way, and so that's why it's disappearing bottom up. It's a tanker. Sorry, I'm done. By the way, I'm trying to segue. I like the thematics. Okay, Mamdani, communism, right? Degeneration of the world. They're literally deriding decorum itself. And New York's a dump. America's a dump, becoming a dump, etc. Okay, pilots mentioned, right? Robert, flat Earth. Okay. I mean, I guess you gotta appreciate this pilot, but it would be terrible to be on this plane. I mean, it's or lucky. I don't know. You have like a pilot that cares, who's paying attention. It's alleged ATC audio of a pilot canceling an American Airlines flight to Hawaii. That's a flight over water for a while there due to safety concerns. I'm not feeling it, and I saw the comments. They're kind of unhappy with the pilot. Like, what do you mean I'm not feeling it? But this is the pilot in question, I believe. The audio.
The aircraft is being observed, so to speak, because oil pressure on the number 2 engine is trending upwards. And the aircraft is going to require, actually it's the fuel pressure, fuel system filter replacement when the aircraft gets back from Hawaii. They've told us that the plane's good to go, but I'm not really feeling it. I'm not going to leave the ground if I'm not completely certain that we have an airworthy aircraft.
Were they a little disappointed there? Or is that just me characterizing it a bit?
Completely certain that we have an airworthy aircraft, so I'm going to probably err on the side of caution, and I'm refusing the aircraft. So what that means for you right now, I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if we have another airplane here at the airport, but I hate to do this to you.
thank you for flying Anka Baby Airlines. No, the flight would continue. What are you talking about? We got a little fuel pressure increasing here, but it's okay. I'll take a call while we do a little Googling. Shouldn't be a big issue. We got another engine right here, folks. We got 2 engines on this puppy. We got 4 engines on this puppy. So, yeah, I don't know. Anka Baby Airlines, look, you guys are saying beta pilot. Some of you guys are like, I don't think I am characterizing it. I think I did hear a little disappointment in the people, but this is a pilot. This is a pilot who's being safe. That's the number one thing. A flight over 6 hours over water, increasing fuel pressure. That's not normal at all. Increasing or decreasing fuel pressure is a big deal. That means your fuel's not working. And they could be in any place, right? The engine, the pistons, the fuel injection, could turn into a fire. Fire risk. Fire is the worst thing you have on a plane. You could be 20 minutes from the runway. You might not make it. Fires are the absolute worst thing. But anyways, that's what he was doing there, if that wasn't obvious. He's like, okay, the engineers, the pilots go around on different planes. The engineers and the work crew, they signed it off. Everything's good. All right, we're flying this thing, and this thing is saying my fuel's not right, and I'm not feeling it. Is this a little characterization? Call this a little characterization. Is that a white man? Is that a white pilot? What kind of voice is that? What kind of engineer? What kind of crews? Was this their last line of defense here?
We have an airworthy aircraft. So
does not have an airworthy aircraft.
They've told us that the plane's good to go, but
they told us the plane's good to go, but I'm not really feeling it. I think this was their last line of defense, folks.
They've told us that the plane's good to go, but I'm not really feeling it.
Yeah, I think it was. Somebody was like, shh.
I'm not going to leave the ground if I'm not completely certain that we have an airworthy aircraft. So I'm going to
somebody else clapped that thing.
Probably err on the side of caution, and I'm refusing the aircraft. So what that means for you right now, I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if we have another airplane here at the airport, but I hate to do this to you, but this is one of those tough calls that I have to make, and I feel a lot.
We're listening like Anchor Baby is a real pilot. So people, I try to tell you guys, I play video games. You know, somebody came to the office the other day, like, oh, wow, Anchor Baby, nice, man. So when are you going to, when are you getting your license? I'm like, license, bro? I play video games. But I know that cockpit, okay? You want to talk to me? Hey, okay? Here's the thing. If there was like, I've said this before, if there was like an emergency, suddenly both pilots in an A320neo go to sleep. Now, does anybody fly a plane? I'm like, I play video games. Here's the thing. Because of one thing I know, and this is just stuff I've never flown a plane, but because of things I know about aviation, I know that the yoke of these, of like an A320neo, a little tiny movement is like 500 feet. And when you're near the runway trying to land that thing, I would not think, oh, I play video games. Yeah. You know what? If ATC directs me and I know all the buttons, I know what the buttons do, I can land this thing. I've never felt how that feels. So I don't know. Give me at least 10,000 feet to feel it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, give me at least 10,000 feet. Let me feel it out. You know, whoa, it really is 500 feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, I play flight sim. I got this. Earth is flat and stationary, just as you experienced. The government is lying to you to hide God. But then how come so many non-flat earthers like believe in God? What is it that is keeping the globetards from God? Flat earthers. How do you claim such a thing? What is that thing? What is the difference between, is it simply the belief of that? Of the flat versus the round earth? If I just simply believe that, kind of like believing that Lord Jesus, right, he died in the cross. What changed? What the heck? Come on. Yeah, Kevin. Yeah, Chris, they believe about God. I've heard this, and that is an apt description. But I'd like to hear an answer though. I'd like to just let them speak, right? Like, what is that? What is it that's different then? What is keeping the globetard from God, in your opinion? Because there's a whole globe of Christians, Muslims, Jews, right? or flat Earth, right? Oh, sorry, my bad. Academia. Can we do this real quick? Yes, I know what you mean, Chris. Yeah, oh, you're saying the Baltards believe about God, and so what? What the flat earthers believe in God. It sounds like it's both about. It sounds like it's both about God, believing just about God. Okay, I know. I believe about the earth, and I believe about God, so-called, the things I heard. Musings with chat. How you doing, folks? Okay, let's see. 888-775-3773. Check it. I was going to show you this because I had it here collected. You know, it's going to gather dust. Okay? We don't just press play on this thing. It's just going to sit here, collect dust. And you already know some of this. We kind of got into it in the show. But, okay, so here are a couple things. Academia. I mean, it's pretty much just coming out. Well, this is actually just a collection of like articles and stuff. 5 minutes long. You know, they have that. What's that song? Is that the XX? Doom, doom. Here, I'll just do it for you. Doom, 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 doom. Okay, that's getting annoying. Whiteness is terrorism. White people on campus. White this, white that. They got 5 minutes of this. Texas, when is it okay to kill whites? White people might have to die. That went viral on X just the other day. Remember her? We did this years ago. White, whatever. That fat lady who blamed Trump for her fatness. That fat black woman, if you remember. Okay, so they got article after article over that song. They got this guy, whistleblower, coming out of Harvard. Good read here, by the way. Check it out on Compact Mag, Why I'm Leaving Harvard. And he gave us a little taste. We conducted our affairs reviewing graduate student applicants in fall 2021. I came across an outstanding prospect, perfect for the program, would have risen immediately to the top. However, I was told informally by a member of this admissions committee that, you know, quote unquote, that is not happening this year, meaning admitting white males. In the same year, a certifiably brilliant undergraduate I tutored was literally the best student at Harvard, won the prize for a graduating senior, best overall academic record, rejected from all graduate programs, all of them. 2 white, 2 male, called around friends, several universities, and it's the same story. Graduate admissions committees around the country, you know, followed this unspoken protocol. They were all in on it, right? Now it's 2020, 21, Floyd riots, right? It's been some years, right? It's been a pushback and all that, right? But that is essentially the tug and pull. And we'll get to more calls. Thank you, 888-775-3773. But those are some interesting things that came out. And it was all, and also this one too, little video for you. Lady not too happy about what Trump was saying. See, apparently he said something about non-professional degrees. Did you hear about this? Something I missed. But there's some thinking here on the idea of student loans. There's caps. There's caps to how much you can like borrow. And the government delineates like professional degrees. Some people are taking it real hard, like he's saying something else, but personally, I think he is saying something about like a lot of these kind of useless people. This one woman's not too happy about it. Oh, hold on. She's cussing. Why are you cussing here? Wait, how do we do this?
As administration, I have to drop out of school. Thanks to Trump and his bitch-ass administration, I have to drop out of school. Yep, you heard me correctly. I have to drop out of school. And if you're wondering why, the reason is y'all president decided to not only take my degree,
I thought this was AI first with her cadence and the Eric Sadie.
but take pretty much most degrees that women and people of color, the degrees that we mainly get, he's now deeming them as non-professional degrees. Which at first I was like, who gives a shit? Fuck him in his opinion. No, this shit way deeper than his opinion. Because what happened is he cut funding for these non-professional degrees. And mind you, I'm in a whole ass doctoral program.
Oh, Anchor Baby does not consider A, I guess, as a swear. Editor past Anchor Baby. That's two of them. I just like her. She's making me laugh.
Since, y'all president just got bored and he couldn't find shit else to do, said, why work on world hunger? Why work on equal rights? I'm gonna make...
Why don't you feed the poor? Why don't you feed the poor? Have you met the poor? They suck. They deserve to be hungry.
Even more uneven than what the it's already been. I'm gonna take all the degrees women and black people get, and I'm gonna make them non-professional. And like I was saying, he cut the funding. So here's how it goes. You only get a limited amount of funding for a non-professional degree program, which is not a lot. So yeah, now I gotta drop out of school. I am not happy about this at all, but I don't have a
trickle down effects. Okay, you gotta love it.
choice. So yeah, Donald Trump.
It's like down the way. It's like, hey, we're gonna deem this non-professional. Oh, it turns out useless women. I don't know what she was doing. Nonsense degrees.
Concentration is environmental science and sustainable business.
Hi, my name is Lex, and my concentration is the performance of self.
Hi, I'm Gabrielle.
Wow.
My concentration is creative direction, production, and narrative through the arts. Performance and written word.
Hi, my name is Karina Gomez, and my concentration is in journalism and Latin American studies.
Latin American studies. These people are ungovernable. Simón Bolivar.
With an emphasis in human rights, collective memory, and political violence.
Hi, my name is Stephanie.
Anyways. I want to get to my calls. You get it. Silly. Look, what is going on? Why are they even doing that? But they're kind of just messing their own lives up, right? Credit and all that. But it makes me think of this, the low bar and the scams everywhere.
Lee, and I studied the sociology of environmental communication.
Inefficient America. Anyways, hold on here. What's going on over here? 888-775-3773. We got William out of California. How you doing? Number 7 on the air, man. Thank you. Happy New Year.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Coming in clear, William. Thanks.
Oh, excellent. While I was on hold, the signal was going in and out, and you're very hard to hear.
Right now?
Compared to while I was on hold.
I see.
Yeah, compared to Hake and JLP. Yeah.
Well, thanks.
But anyway.
Go ahead.
Hey, no worries. Just, I don't know why that was, but maybe because where I'm at, I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Maybe.
But,
yeah, I've noticed that happens to your phone a bit. But we'll be, I made a note of it, man. Thank you for that.
So, you had posed a question about why our Globers believe in God.
Well, let me just say what I was saying. Someone in the chat said the government is trying to hide God, or the people who are hiding the flat earth are trying to hide God. So my question was, what is it about a globetard that they're unable to believe in God, or you're right, that's keeping them from God? Because there's a whole bunch of people who believe the earth is round and they believe in God.
But there is also a bunch of people who claim to be atheists. So how do you? So I'm only going to answer that with my own question, and I'm sorry if that seems like I'm dodging.
No,
but
go ahead.
Have you ever come up against an atheist who's very vehemently gets angry at you and would maybe punch you, thinking that you're crazy for believing there's a God, a creator, and a maker. Have you ever experienced that?
For sure, actually, yeah.
Oh, okay. So if that's the case,
I've met a whole bunch of actually people who can't handle like discussion and disagreement, and they turn. If they're not gonna outwardly punch me, they're doing it inside, which is pretty much the same thing. But yeah, man, I'm familiar with that. And the atheists had it bad for some time there. They usually still do. But go ahead. What were you saying?
So what I'm saying is, for someone who does not, for whatever reason, believe there's a God, then they fear neither man. They don't believe God. Why would they fear man or you believing in a God? So I would say that's the reason why there is war. That's the reason why people get in fights. That's why inner cities have gang problems. And it doesn't matter if it's America or not. Pretty sure gang and like take any big city in the world, no matter the political climate or the type of government, I promise you there's the 10 Commandments being broke in every big city, right? Regardless of their religion. Would you agree with that?
Yeah.
Hello? Okay. So that being said, if we believe we're on a spinning ball traveling through space and that we're an insignificant speck and we shouldn't trust our eyes, but just believe the scientists, the 12 people who supposedly walked on the moon, those 12, funny how it's 12, walked on the moon, that they wouldn't lie, and why would they? Well, because they don't fear God. They're God. They've made themselves out to be God. Because the Bible clearly says that the things that are in the heavens are of a different type of glory, and he talked about the stars, the sun, and the moon being different creations and different types of glories in the heaven. And yet the scientists claim that they walked on the moon, and yet that's God's throne, the heaven. So right there, if I believe the Bible to be true, then I can't believe that happened. The other thing is that, and somebody mentioned this on the Hake show, but it got glossed over because it was the end of the hour, and Hake had to go. But if we truly take a year to go around the sun, regardless of the angle, the 12.5% tilt hold together at 24 point something throughout the lunar year, the stars and the constellations should be totally different from summer to winter, and they're not. Not a few degrees difference, as in 20 degrees lower on the horizon. The stars should be completely different. The constellations, we should be staring the opposite part of the infinite universe, of the Milky Way galaxy, if we're going to go by what they say is true. And the stars are not different whatsoever. And so that is the mic drop about science. And they're saying that at least what they portray of us being on a globe going through space, that could never be true in any way, shape, or form. And just that one small nugget, maybe that's God looking for those who's going to believe everything in his word and not the things of men. And so that is my point in presentation.
Awesome, man. I'd like to respond to it. You brought up a few things. Work on it backwards here. 12-degree thing.
Okay.
I mean, that doesn't really prove it either way, don't you think? I mean, you could say that about.
I'm sorry. Say that again. What about the 12.5?
Yeah, the 12-degree star thing.
I didn't say it was. The scientists or Copernican or I forget if it was but so
it's just like
basically what I
things,
think.
It doesn't say it either way. Is all I'm saying about that. They're just measurements, but
I get it, and that could be the difference of the angle of the sun in our little sky right above us, which is I'm not denying the fact that the sun's higher in the sky in the summer than it is in the winter. At least here where we live in North America. Down in South America, have no idea. I've never been down there. The furthest south I've been is Panama.
Here's my point with that. allow me to respond to you now because I'd like to respond to you now.
Okay.
But here's my point with that is that in my mind, I think God, if God is powerful, he could do anything, right? So he could like make evolution, right? Like maybe he did it, right? He could make it anyway. So I don't like try and find God like that. But you said the atheist is unable to believe in God because they believe they're the center of the earth and it's this physical reality.
No. You're misrepresenting.
I'm not
I'm
center.
saying
They're one speck. They're one speck in a million. So there's not special, and so they're unable to believe in God. So the question remains.
You
still.
That bridge you made, that's incorrect.
Look, you were saying atheists are unable to believe in God because they're believing that they're a speck
about
in
them being in existence and the fact that atheists exist. That's all that point was. Don't connect it.
Here's what I want to ask you about it. Here's what I want to ask. The question still remains. How about the people who believe in God but believe the earth is round and believe all those things?
Because they haven't given it much thought. They're busy.
What about the ones that believe in God?
They're busy. Because they're busy about raising their children, insurance, taxes, roads, tickets. Let's see. I'll stay calm. There is 1,000,001 things. Keeping your house clean. There is many things, and there's only 24 hours in a day, and we sleep a third of that, at least most do. Then there's the interaction with our coworkers, our families. There's only so much you can think about, and I happen to have
The question was, why do people who, if the whole thing is that the flat Earth, they're hiding that it's flat to hide God. How come there are people who believe in God but believe it's round? You came to tell me, Nick, the atheists believe it's round and that we're just one speck in a million and we're not unique. And, they're never going to believe in God that way. So the question remains, what about those that do believe in God?
Because they don't pause long enough to think about the minutia of the lies.
And so what's the difference between them and a flat earther? What is separating them from God? Because both say they believe in it.
Are you talking about the atheists or the
flat? No, I'm talking about people who believe in God. One will say it's flat, one will say it's round, but they both say they believe in God.
Nick, relax. I'm asking for clarification here. When you say that, are you asking me, is it the atheist or the godly person? Because this is where I think you're misunderstanding what I was even getting at, but that's fine. We'll try to explain.
No, I heard what you said. I let you go on and on, man. I'm just asking you a simple question. Everything's relaxed here, bro.
Restate one more time the simple question. Then.
Let's move on. Here's your question. Here's the final question. Why should men fear each other? Because you said we should fear God and fear each other, and people don't have fear of each other. Why should men fear each other?
Because there is a God, there is a final judgment, and it's going to matter how we treated one another.
But God told us to not have fear. God told us he didn't give us the spirit of fear. So why should we fear each other?
So we should just fight and go to war?
Why should we fear each other?
I didn't say we should fear each other. I said we should respect one another. We fear God, therefore we respect one another. Because a father wants his children to get along. And after a while, as a father, if your children can't get along, either he failed to instruct the children correctly or the kids won't listen. It's one or the other. It can't be anything else, can it, in a household? Yeah.
I mean, look, Christians are all day with the Ten Commandments. Don't have the respect you're talking about.
Now, if the children want to say Father doesn't exist, you're an idiot, and then I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I'm just asking you why we should fear each other because that's what you said. God.
Yeah, well, because then maybe I misspoke.
I heard God said that we should not have that we're not to have a spirit of fear, and it kind of makes me realize
I
the
agree
way you're
with.
thinking.
But the scriptures also say
you think a lack of fear is what causes wars and fighting and crime in cities.
No, a lack of fear of God.
And of each other. That's what you said earlier.
Then maybe I did misspeak. What I meant was if you feared God, you would know if he created everybody, if God started this whole shebang, because I know I didn't, then what matters to him is how we get, it's how we get along. Okay? Bottom line, in a house, in a neighborhood, in a city, in a county, in a state, in a country, and in the world, there's different levels of how we get along.
And
right,
if we
well,
can't even
thanks.
get along in our own household. Okay, so basically all I'm saying, so somehow
Answer received.
we got onto
Appreciate
this.
it. Yeah, go ahead.
Were you out? Okay.
I'm saying because I'm saying I received. No, I'm receiving your answer.
Oh, okay. It kind of cuts in and out a little bit, Nick, so I missed some of your words for whatever reason. So sorry about that.
No,
kind of hard to follow. So all I'm saying is that when you think about this one thing, why are not the stars changing? That means we cannot be going through a Milky Way galaxy. Otherwise, the stars would change. So that's just one example, and that's all I want to stick to as far as the flat versus the flying globe. Because I'm not even necessarily saying it's flat. God said in His Word, if man could ever measure the earth, that I would throw away Israel, and they would not be my children. He didn't say that. So there's that part of the Bible. So either God meant what He said because He was swearing by Himself,
All right, Will. Well, thanks, man. You answered my question. Right on, sir.
Excellent. All right, Nick.
Call me
I gotta
again,
get going. I gotta get back to work.
Call me again, sir. Right on.
Yes, sir.
888-775-3773. I shall accept the answer. But I'm still wondering. Now I'm wondering even more, right? What is? Because the idea is what is it to be with God? What is it to believe in God, to be with God? What is that? What are we talking about here? Can we question that a bit? Can we say hey, is it just this thought I have in my head? Is it just I believe these words on a paper? I think to some degree, people who've been pondering about God enough, they know to some degree it's kind of something deeper. Okay, so on that deeper question, what precludes an individual from having that deepness, whatever it may be, a true connection with God? And what is the difference between this flat earther and a globe earther? Because I know plenty of them, and they believe in God, all of them. And some are atheists, yeah, but what about how come the government didn't get these guys? They believe in the earth, but they're like, hey, I'm a Christian government, F you. I'm a Christian, I'm with Jesus. They didn't get them, and they believe in the ball. So anyways. Carver, man, thank you for the super chat. Flat earthers, why you don't just build a long pole? Okay. I'm just saying. Je seulement dit. You know what I'm saying? Why you don't just build a long pole? I'm just reading as it's written. Okay. Let's see here. I was in the middle of this, actually. Here's something we kind of missed, I think. Now, tell me, is this old news? Because I did try to look this up. Pretty sure it's not old. Although it's an old-ish story. March 2023. You might remember shooting at a school committed by a female. This one was the one that was trans. Female to male. Audrey Hale. Now, this is something I think we missed here. If you remember, there was a big controversy surrounding the diary or manifesto of this individual who killed 6 in a Christian school. If you remember, they targeted Christians, white kids. And I'm forgetting a bit of the story here because I don't think it ever did come out exactly what was written or anything significant. And it was a lot of thought over, well, why? A lot of us pretty much knew the usual reasons. There's a narrative, and there are people, there are groups, essentially, etc., that are protected. You can't say stuff about them. You can't report news on them because there is a national, global narrative that is, in the minds of those who care about this narrative, is tied with social cohesion itself. The fabric of social cohesion. I mean, if we don't teach these people, if we don't brainwash them about racism and the Holocaust and feminism and what was I going to talk about here? The LGBTs and they're going to just hate each other. And it's like, are you listening to yourself? You have to brainwash them or else they're going to hate each other. If you just let them do what they want, they're not going to want to be friends. They're not going to be with each other. Well, they might even want to be friends. But that's how these people think, right? Like, wait, is there something wrong with that thinking here? Just like saying it out loud, right? We need to brainwash them or else they'll hate each other. And that was the speculation. I mean, it didn't come out. I'm reading this New York Post thing. Trans school shooter Audrey Hale wrote twisted pros and cons list before deadly rampage. And there it is, right? White people. There it is, right? The reason it was buried. We know this. There it is. Audrey Hale, trans killer who killed 6 in a Christian school, was targeting Christians and white kids. Biden's FBI buried this. So it looks like, right, do you see this? First IT Cheswell Middle School. Is that what that is? Right? Name of a school. I think it was the school. Was this the shooting? It may not have been. Let me see here. Hale originally planned to attack a public middle school about 9 miles away. Hale attended Isaiah T. Creswell Middle School of the Arts from ages 10 to 15. The first choice draft, as it reads here, says disadvantages. Predominantly a black school. Black people I love. Black community in despair, suffering. I don't want to cause that. Excuse me. Someone's thinking about me. I don't want to cause that. Don't want to harm them. Black friends plus black community will hate me. And she just didn't want that. Those were the disadvantages of shooting up this middle school she attended, to inflict the pain to others she's feeling inside. The hell. It's crazy, right? And that they hid it. The Covenant School, this is the one, alternate school, second choice. Advantages. What's up, Bill? Predominantly white school. White people I hate. And there's levels to this, Obviously, this pervasive just brainwashing of social cohesion, of we have to keep the union. You have to teach them about racism. You have to brainwash them in school. You have to tell them it's slavery. You have to tell them white people are the worst. That's ramped up a lot, let's be real. But some will place a lot of blame on that and say, well, she was, even if she's angry, okay, I'll agree she's angry. But then in her anger, she went into her mind. And what was her mind filled with? All this stuff. It's part of it. There's levels of it, right? It's like hating yourself and parents. What is the self, right? And she is white. That's part of it. White people I hate. It's like white people that would even believe that about their families and themselves and their history. Right? They're already there. They're already disaffected. They're already lost and angry. And then it's the pages that were revealed back when this happened. And it really was always all there. Right? Everything hurts. My effing dad is still alive. I think that's what it says. It should be, and my mom is dead. My mom is gone. It should be the other way around. Everything hurts. Oh, you can't see what I'm seeing. Father's delusional. He tells me it gets better. Old man, you're full of ish. You don't feel good every darn day. I'm a burden on my waist. Terrible feeling to know I'm nothing of the gender I was born of. I am the most unhappy boy alive. This is someone born as a female. This is born a little girl born that grew up to be angry adult female. I wish to be dead. I will be of no use for any girl. I don't have the boy male body, anything. I want to be dead. Like, what am I saying here? Look, the people are going through like anguish, right? Eternal spiritual hell. And so when people come up with like, oh, I'm thinking a little bit, I think of even conversations today, people are angry and they're like, they steal because they're poor, or they're atheists because the government, I don't know, taught them this thing about the earth. Like, people are evil. Like, what can I say? Right? Anyways. Like, they become angry. And it's like, okay, now you're angry. You're wrong for that. And now you're just like blaming people. You're wrong for that. And you're feeling full of hell. That's inside of you. Anyways. It was already there. Anyways, but they did hide that. That's crazy. I mean, I'm not surprised, but it's glaring now. Please, it's glaring. But for those who don't get it, I mean, this is why that happens. You're like, why is this happening? But why? Like, someone explained it. Like, it's just, you know, they just hate. They're just Democrats. They're just Democrats and Democrats, right? They're this lefty, right? Lefty FBI. Biden's FBI. Or maybe you've gone further. They hate white people. No. Yeah, it's like some of that. There's deep contingencies there, but it's like this overarching notion that this is how we're going to keep society going. So they're forcing it down your throat. Moving on here. I had another thing on that, but hold on. I think I want to do this. Hold on. Let me see here. We were going to do Tim Walz and all that because it's crazy. Is this going on nationwide? I mean, that's the question, right? But, I mean, he's not running again. I saw his daughter out there saying it was for her. Tim Walz's daughter. I think I saw him admits there was a... Wait, hold on. I saw her daughter out there opening up about her dad's decision to not run again for governor here. You know, I'm trying to move along. But when this computer sits there as I click you, do what I'm asking you to do. Allow ads. We're trying to view the page. Tim Walz's firebrand daughter. It's always a firebrand. Hope admits there's enough truth to the Minnesota fraud scandal. She opens up about her dad's decision to drop out. I saw something or other. Wasn't she saying it was for her? She's like, he did it for me. But it's about the fraud, folks. It's bad. Abrupt decision to run for a third term is what it is, New York Post reports. So Tim Walz was maybe going to run for a third term. I mean, it's time to. It was under your watch. What a waste. What a waste. And how deep does it go? They're saying $70 billion in California. These are numbers you can't even like really grapple with.
Under Governor Gavin Newsom's leadership, it has California Congressman Kevin Kiley. He is sounding the alarm in his home state, saying under Governor Gavin Newsom's leadership, it has become the, quote, fraud capital of America.
And we have team coverage. Our national correspondent Alana Austin is on Capitol Hill with more on the investigations into Tim Walz. But we start with correspondent Heather Myers, who has more on what is going on in California. A rainy day out there on the West Coast. Heather, what can you tell us?
Well, good afternoon to you, Katrina and Andrew. This latest report was issued by the state auditor, and that's a nonpartisan position. That state auditor now puts 8 state agencies
Blah,
on the
blah, right?
high-risk list of agencies
Where there are people going to jail.
to watch out for things like fraud and mismanagement as well as waste. Here's a look at that 92-page report.
How do we Nick Shirley LA? You feel me? 70 billion. That was kind of just the news kind of going on. Did you ever see that there was a cop, like a, what's it called? Body cam footage. There was body cam footage of the cinnabon thing.
Customers.
They treat. Do you remember this? Did she make a bunch of money? But pardon. There was body cam of it. The cop, I don't know. There's a couple of things about it. It's kind of interesting. Her reaction, the cop. But hold on here. I'm getting a notice here. Hold on. Yeah, there were the Somalians. So the Somalians came allegedly harassing this girl, working at the Cinnabon. Okay, this is like what, last month, like a month ago, and they got her right, crystal, great crystal. They got the fundraisers for her crystal. It was an argument with this like Muslim Somalis looking people, and they were recording these the Muslims, and they recorded her saying the M word. I am a racist. Forget how she said it, but she's flipping them off and all that. And there was the controversy was that there was like some other angle that showed that they were like they had come multiple times, different clothes, they're harassing her, and trying to elicit like a response and film it. So, anyways, cops were involved. These people called cops, right? And what they show the cops a video here, N-word and all that. I mean, you know what they're doing, right? Like, what that stuff might do to someone is these days, like, it could get you like you lose your job, you lose your livelihood in some cases. Like, it kind of like blacklisted maybe you. And in some places, it's maybe even like a legal thing, a hate crime and all that. So imagine a cop who had seen this video that come up to you. There was maybe you've seen this, but I missed this.
Do you know why I'm here?
You know why I'm here?
No.
Has to do with the video I just saw.
Yeah.
The way you treated those customers.
They treated me like at first.
So give me your side of the story so I know what's going on.
They came here and harassed me. I have PTSD. They knew exactly that I was ill. It's not the first time. It's not the second time.
Okay.
So don't try to come at me and when they threatened me.
Yeah, I didn't come at you. So tell me what's going on.
He comes in. He's doing his job. I mean, he's doing cop things where it's like getting the sides of the story. But is that just me? It's kind of got some edge to it. It's like the way you treated those people. Now he saw a video, the video we all saw, remember? And she's going off on him. She's flipping him off. She's like, "N-word this, I'm a racist." But even like 10 years ago to now, like honestly, like I think every average person would be like, especially a cop, right? Well, what elicited this response? You know, there may never be a reason for it, but if you find out that it was mutual combat, okay, I'm not arresting anybody. So I mean, is that just me? A little edge, like the way you treated them, but it's we barely watched the video.
What else is going on? What did they do to you?
Oh, but I also wanted to say her already kind of coming at it strong, right?
I don't know. They started threatening me. I don't know.
How did they start
I
threatening
have
you?
no idea. I don't know.
So you don't know how they threatened you?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not good. She's kind of shutting down there, you know. I don't know. Yeah, actually, I don't know anything. I don't know anything. Smirk. Hands on. Not right. Not good. We can observe ourselves.
You understand this does not make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, doesn't make any sense to me either. And I'm the one being
So-
harassed, and you just came at me and telling me that.
I did not come at you.
What do you want?
I want to know what's going on. Why you treated those customers that way? What they did to you for you to do that?
I did not treat them. They treated me that way. This is a setup. Listen, I'm not playing money rolls right now.
Explain her side.
Well, tell me what happened so we can figure out what's going on.
Nothing happened.
Well, what's your first name, dear? Okay, we're going to do this one of two ways, okay? You can start cooperating with me, give me your name, your info.
I can leave now.
Or-
I'm not dealing.
You see, it gets spicy, right? Because in a world that's like, that would make more sense. Maybe a cop wouldn't even have to threaten arrest because he's about to, if he hasn't already. Right? It's just words. But remember, in America, certain words are like illegal. And if you have the wrong skin color, it's big time bad. I think in a sane world, this wouldn't have to be escalated like this. But he really is essentially doing his job. But here is an example of the police, regardless of how he may feel about it, being an arm of this ideology, of this monkey on our backs here, this, racism. Like, seriously. This is a hate crime in America in some places. Maybe everywhere, geez. So, you're familiar with the story, right? But we're seeing the body cam. The intricacies are interesting, right? Because he is still, here's what I was getting at. He's doing his job where you got to get both sides. You got to get statements from the people. And she's saying, I don't know. She's saying, I got PTSD. So he's seen a video of a crime. Essentially, from the cop's standpoint, he's seen a video of a crime. In a sane world, he shouldn't have been seeing a video of a crime. He should have simply been seeing a video of people talking to each other meanly and been like, why am I here? Where's the crime? But to the cop's view, he's seen a video of a crime. So he has to get this statement from her, like, did I really see a crime? Or is this like, or do we not have to really go down this road because it's mutual combat? But where is the sanity? The sanity can't exist because the law is insane. Don't call them monkeys, Nit. Hey. It's an expression. I'm an anchor baby. Okay, I'm an anchor baby. Don't put me in jail. Do I get a pass? The crime is the hate speech of the so-called crime of hate speech, right? Oh, calling them, she said the N-word and all that in that video. Bullish. No, he's not doing his job. You got to understand what I'm saying here. He's doing what he's trained to do, right? You got to get the statements of everybody. And you got to get the person. This is a person that he's investigating for. He literally says he's going to arrest her.
I can just arrest you, bring you to jail for disorderly conduct. Disorderly conduct.
Okay, disorderly conduct. I guess that's different.
Are you kidding me? I have PTSD, and they.
But that's crazy, right? Trying to hit her with disorderly conduct. The thing is, she did. Here's what I'm trying to get at. Like, that's why you got to stay calm in all situations. You should have just given him your name, and given him your side, and gone right into and hammered it hard. No, they're harassing me. These people are scammers. These people are, I'm trying to work here. I work a job here. Right? And say your side. That's even crazy. That's even like an issue in America, right? That cop seeing that video literally escalated the situation when it should have just been a video of people yelling at each other. Who cares about that?
What I saw on the video, I have hands down.
My name is Chris.
That's all I'm asking for at this moment.
She said, see what he says? What I see on that video, I have enough evidence. So he's going to call that disorderly conduct. And when you're walking around saying the N-word, it's like
video.
And that's not mutual combat. That's just disorderly conduct. What about their disorderly conduct, right? You see how it's like the ideology that he has to like stand for and be an arm of, regardless of how the cop feels? Evil laws, insane laws.
I have hands down.
My name is Chris.
That's all I'm asking
starts
for at this moment.
cooperating. It's like,
cooperating with me will be easy. Don't with me, it will be difficult.
You see how he's so like.
Am I clear? No.
Yes.
Okay. Chris,
like to me, it sounds like I'm here to defend someone who just got victimized, which is this Somali couple. But it's like those are the scammers, bro.
How do you spell it? Treated them the way you treated them in the
I
video.
have no idea. They started treating me. All they said was that something about because the other two girls came and harassed me, and then I have no idea. I have no idea.
What other two girls?
There was two girls previous to them.
But so they didn't harass you previously? Two other girls did?
Yes.
Do you understand that's not fair to treat them that way when they didn't harass you?
I didn't treat them anyway. Do you have the beginning of this before they started recording?
I'm trying to get that from you, but you won't tell me.
See, this is where it gets kind of maybe a little, it starts getting a little hazy because she kind of did. Yeah, she was maybe uncooperative. She was being a little silly, but maybe just kind of hyped, right? Like, I'm the victim here, right? But wait, this is a cop. There's a process here. Calm down. At this point, she kind of gave a bit of more of a statement, right? Cops maybe asking for more, fine. But he said, I'm trying to get the beginning. I'm trying to get something. She told him, these people, I don't know who they are, and they're harassing me.
No beginning. That's the thing, because you have 2 against 1 now. So there's nothing that happened. You
Explain to me what happened.
To take me to jail.
Absolutely, because you're being extremely uncooperative with me.
Because I'm frustrated.
So tell me what happened. That's what I'm asking.
I have no idea what happened.
How can you not know why you treated that way?
Explain this, lady. Explain it. Like, just say, like, the events that happened, step by step.
I didn't listen, Tom. I know that you came because of Tom Van.
Who's Tom Van?
Listen, I don't know what to tell you.
The Tom thing threw me off, too. I don't know what this is.
But I have no idea what happened. I'm the one being harassed.
Okay, here's the deal.
I have
the mall's getting a copy of the video.
Great.
Corporations get.
But I kind of understand maybe because the hype is more than just, oh, I'm a victim here. It's more than that. It's, I said the N-word on camera. Is this going to be a hate crime now? Like, what is going on? The cops are involved. Like, earlier when she was like, okay, I'll just go home. I'll just leave. You know, it's like, I don't want, a cop is involved and I'm white. And I said the N-word on camera in 4K.
The mall's getting a copy of the video.
Great.
Corporations getting a copy of the video.
Great. I can quit.
So just so you know.
Great. I don't need to.
I don't know what those 2 want done yet. Okay, if they want you arrested,
I haven't done anything
you're
to them.
You're going to get arrested.
You can't threaten me.
I'm not threatening you.
I want a lawyer.
Yeah,
that's
seriously.
fine. You can ask for one.
I have
don't
not
really
done
care.
a single thing. You
So,
cannot arrest me.
I will be back.
Yeah, get a lawyer. But, you know, she kind of definitely didn't help her situation, I'd say, in several instances. I had not seen that, but hey, it's crazy how they're sitting in the back there. Literal scammers. Like, let's take our phone, let's go around, and let's try and film a hate crime. People who are working, by the way. People who are working a job. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, anyways. 888-775-3773. I want to get to Anthony SoCal. How you doing, sir, on the air?
Hey, Nick. I'm doing well, bro. How you doing, man?
All is well, man. Happy New Year. Nice to hear from you, man.
Nice.
Go ahead.
Happy New Year. Thank you. Nice to hear from you guys as well. You know, I was trying to focus on your Somali segment, but you brought up some deep points earlier, and I want to see if it was still appropriate to just get your opinion and talk about that. So just to clarify, you were saying something along the lines of what precludes or prevents an individual to have a deeper connection with God, regardless whether if they're flat earthers versus globetrotters. Is that it?
Yes.
Or what was it exactly?
That's pretty much it. Yeah, that's what I was wondering. In the minds of the flat earthers, what is it that precludes them? Because they're out there saying that they believe in God and they love Him and all that.
Yeah, you know, one thing I wanted to share was I thought it was, you know, like I grew up in the church and then I became an atheist for like a good while and got back into the church recently. But, and when I say in the church, I mean like, you know, believing in God again. And I thought it was interesting how you have like a guy, Jesus comes on the scene, and if you look at like everything he says, you would think that, okay, you know, he says he's from God, he's of God, but he's not like laying down groundbreaking chemistry or like physics or like, you know, like these topics that we consider to be, you know, advanced or interesting in today's world. You know, he wasn't talking about like he didn't have like he spoke elegantly, but it wasn't like really like verbose. You know, he was just. What was interesting to me is how he spoke on things of the heart. You know, like, and I thought it was interesting how when he spoke with the Pharisees, you know, like in that case, in his example of adultery, where, you know, we would think that, yeah, you know, adultery is, you know, the physical act, right? But Jesus says it's actually your heart's intention. You know, it's like this, you don't have to physically do it, but if you want to do it and you intend to do it, or you lust about it in your mind, it's still considered adultery, you know? So it's like this non-physical relationship with the world that you kind of have to keep in mind. You have to keep in your mind now. You know, so I just thought it was interesting. You know, he didn't really talk about anything about the physical world. And I know this is, you know, not necessarily the words of Jesus, but I think Paul in his letters to the Corinthians, he was saying, we fix our eyes on what is seen, but that's temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. You know, so I think, like, you know, I'm in no position to, like, say why a flat earther doesn't have a connection with God, obviously, and I don't even know if that's true or not. But what I do think has some truth to it is associating what is seen with God. I think, you know, we're focusing probably on the wrong thing. If we're like, not to bag on him, but last year Robert had a funny call. He called in the Hake show, and he was like, the first thing he says is, "Hake, you're going to hell," because he thinks that.
Yeah. Like the first thing he said. Yeah. I think I remember that.
You remember that? I was cracking. I was dying laughing. You know.
Did he hang up on him right there?
I think he entertained him for a bit, which was surprising. But and you know, not to judge Robert, but you know, I just don't think that's what the idea that God wants us to have about him. You know, like you don't believe the earth is flat, which first of all, I don't really know where those ideas come from within the Bible. I think there's a lot of, you know, like hyperbolic and figurative and metaphorical language in there, and you know, we could go on, you know, people talk about those differences forever, but yeah, so, but I just don't think that's like the intention. You know, it's not like what Jesus is saying to kind of extrapolate the idea of the adultery. It's not like, okay, there's, I don't know, the throne of God is above the firmament or whatever the flat earthers believe, and the government's trying to hide that from you. If that's what you're focused on, I just don't think that's like a good use of energy or time, because, you know, there's, you know, in my opinion, that's like, you know, the realm of God is the unseen. But what we can see is, you know, like of the world. And when we see that, or, you know, when NASA, quote unquote, NASA tells us, or if you buy a telescope and you could look up in the sky and you see that it's like an endless expanse. I think that when you say that's not what it is, you're kind of like putting God in a box and kind of saying that, like, you know, the creator of everything just made this one little thing, and we can't, and his glory isn't reflected in anything else besides this earth. You know, I think, like, when we look at the expanse of the universe, it's just like a drop in the water of what God is capable of or whatnot. But I don't know. I don't want to ramble too long, but I was just curious if you had any thoughts about that.
Yeah, the way you put a lot of things, super interesting. And if I may attempt to put one thing in a sort of in a kind of my own way here, like the waste of time on the and energy that you mentioned about such topics about pondering the physical reality and all that. You know, if I may even put that a slightly different way, you're making me think. It's interesting. It's like the waste of time. Well, to who? It almost gives it. It almost places a morality to it. When if you think about it, the judgment and punishment, or so to speak, and the penance, so to speak, is already packaged in the way they believe. Put it like this: the very belief that the very thinking that God would care about such things, or it speaks to how you see that concept, a relationship with God, or how God sees you. It speaks to how you see yourself and life. And it's like, if you think, and that means you're thinking like the Pharisees, that life and God is about knowledge, believing ideas. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's already its own punishment. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to like a waste of time, it's like, it's just how you see your relationship with God, or your blindness about it. And you think the entirety of it is physical. You think the entirety of it is what you're pondering here, like the Pharisees.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Do you think we're in the position to say whether that's like the right way of thinking about it or the wrong way, or do you think like Jesus comes to everyone where they are, or something along those lines? Do you cast not a judgment, but just like think it's right or wrong?
It's that when you think it's just simply that you're in a prison, like you were saying. You've created these barriers. You've boxed God. You've really boxed yourself. And what is the self? You've really boxed. It's funny. It's maybe paradoxical. God and yourself. You've made a prison that doesn't exist in your mind by saying that God cares about these things. Oh, cares about the nature of the shape of the earth, and He cares that I care about that. And those that don't see it this way are precluded from God, which tells you how much they see, how deep God goes. It's quite shallow, actually, to them.
Right. That's a good point. Yeah, that's a really good. Yeah. No. Yeah. That's true. So. Yeah. Yeah. I think. Yeah. I mean, on. Yeah,
but that's our time, man. I'm just looking at the clock now.
Right,
you want to say the last thing here?
I was just, it's one brief thing. Those descriptions of the world, and the relationship to God, you find that a lot actually much more explicit in Islamic cosmology and literature. It's like last thing I'll say is, like, if you're in the Sunni tradition, and if you're like in certain Aqidas or in certain belief systems in Islam, you have to believe that like the earth is flat, or you're not Muslim, or you have to believe that the throne of God is held up on the back of a rooster.
I've heard Islam described as a political ideology. Sir, I got to cut you off there, man. We really are at the end. Anthony, call me again, man. Nice to hear from you.
Likewise, Nick. Take care, bro. Bye-bye.
Oopsies. Folks, we ran it to the end. Take care. More American Anchor Baby tomorrow. Black Excellence Wednesday. Manhood Hour. The Hake Report. And back to the Anchor Baby. Take care, folks. See you all around. Bye.
The views, information, thoughts, and opinions expressed during this show are the individual's own and do not represent the views, thoughts, and opinions of the JLP Network or Bond. Their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. The material and information presented here is for general information purposes only. The JLP Network and Bond name and all forms and abbreviations are the property of its owner, and its use does not imply endorsement of or opposition to any specific organization, product, or service.